Hello my crafty friends, number 5 in my full deck challenge. This one is super quick and easy. I'm doing it bright and vibrant, quite different to the other ones I've made so far in the series. I'm starting by adhering a piece of white tissue paper to the face of the card. I'm just using Mod Podge, but you could also use craft glue or gel medium. I do this just to mute down the red of the hearts just slightly in the background. I'm adding a thin layer of gesso just in the center area. This is to help the paint that I'm going to use adhere better. I'm using acrylic paints and I'm using some bright colors. I have a bright orange that I want to tone down slightly, so I'm adding a little bit of yellow. And then I'm just going to add it with a thick brush, just brush strokes onto the card, just randomly and intuitively. I don't really have a plan for this card. I'm just going to see how it goes and where it takes me. I like that the orange paint is still a bit transparent, so you can see the hearts shining through. I soften the edges with a wet paintbrush. I now add some gesso with my finger. I felt that there was a bit too much orange, so I'm toning that down with the gesso. I'm using some bright blue acrylic paint with a sponge through the stencil. The details of the items that I use will be in the description below. I didn't want the zigzag lines to be even. I wanted them lighter and darker in certain areas, so I just adjusted the pressure of how I pressed the sponge over the stencil. I love black contrast with bright colors. I'm using black acrylic paint through the stencil. It's got little hearts. Now, as you can see, they're not very defined. I think my acrylic paint is a little bit too thin, so they leaked underneath a bit, but that's fine. We can still work with this. I'm using a pink acrylic marker to define the hearts to make them look hand-drawn. This is a blue acrylic marker that I have. I did these little dots, but I don't like the way it looks, so I'm just going to dry it because it's an alcohol-based pen, and then I'm going to paint over it. I'm going to add some black paint with my palette knife, very roughly, darken some areas and then scraping it out over the rest of the card. I now want to add a focal point. I have this beautiful pink like glitter paper, and I absolutely love glitter, so I like the look of this and I like the contrast it creates. I'm going to cut it into a square, and then I'm going to cut a heart shape out of it, and I'm going to use the negative part of this. So I'm going to use my X-Acto knife to cut the heart out because I want the square to still be a solid piece. I'll be using that piece. I don't want the heart perfect, so it's okay if it's a bit wonky with the X-Acto knife. I'm now going to take it over to my sewing machine and sew around it. As you can see, I've left a lot of rough bits of string. I've actually sewn over multiple times on areas, and I've purposefully gone all wonky. I wanted that rough look. I'm adding some words, keep life simple, and I'm adhering those with the hot glue. As a last little thing, I'm going to use a black watercolor pencil. I'm dipping the nib of the pencil in some water, and then I'm just going around the edges of the card very roughly, and I'm sponging some of it with my finger, and that sort of just frames it, and I like the look of that. And this card is done. Like I said, it was going to be quick, bright, and easy. I'm going to punch a hole and then add it to the rest of the deck that I have completed so far. I'd like to thank you very much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. I also hope you got some inspiration to create your own bright, simple altered playing card. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell notification so that you can get notified every time I upload a new video. I'll see you again soon. Bye!